The other piece to think about in how food banks and food pantries operate in regards to food recovery is who is served through that food. A lot of times within food pantries, when we're talking about a 3-day supply of food, a 5-day supply of food, that food is specifically talking about what was purchased either on their own means or purchased through a food bank network. What we're not talking about is food recovery. Food recovery generally does not fit within that 3-day supply of food. That's why it's available anytime someone needs it, because it is also less reliable to know exactly what you're going to get on any given day. What we do know is it is going to be a lot of fresh, ready-to-eat food. All of the food that we're rescuing was going to go in the garbage. Ultimately, whoever is eating that food is doing all of us a favor by making sure that all of those resources that went into producing the food aren't wasted and all of that food doesn't end up in our landfill. Food recovery is really just talking about making sure that we're using the resources within our community and putting them to their highest and best use, which is eating. This is really where I think what we're talking about is how can we shorten the line? How can we shorten the number of people that are needing to rely on a food pantry to get their needs? This is really where we have an opportunity, and we haven't seen it done yet. It hasn't been done before. Food waste numbers continue to increase year over year, and the problem has expanded. This is really where instead of trying to isolate who can be a part of the problem, we need to be thinking more expansively of who isn't involved in the conversation that should be. And these aren't conversations that need to be happening behind closed doors. I think the other piece we have right here is the need for transparency. As a consumer, I want to know where I'm shopping. Do they participate in food recovery efforts? None of these things should be a secret, and I think the more transparent we can make this information, it allows all of us to be empowered to support more of what we want to see and empower those who need some changes. We can help them figure it out because we know that there's no one size fits all for food recovery, but we know that it's possible everywhere. And that's really what we should be focusing on is where's the food, how can we get it, and how can we get it to where people are and make that process as simple, collaborative, and transparent as possible. If you have questions that they're not getting answered, continue asking because they are good questions and you're not the only one that has those. Use your voice, whether it's talking to your local legislators, if it's talking to your grocery store manager where you're ordering catering food from. The only way that this stuff will change is if we have enough people continuing to talk about it and continuing to ask questions and move us towards solutions instead of trying to move us backwards to how we've always done it.